working all the time.
So that we can have all of these things that you have, so that we can get you the tablet that you want.
That's all it costs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally it broke.
Yep.
This time I'm getting a tablet. The case is purple. Not pink, purple. Mommy.
Okay. So apparently now it want to work. Now it want to work. Y'all like my color? Y'all see my colors? Y'all see my color? I only got 2 or 3 of them in here. I got the sage burning in the background. You can say hello. You all in my live. All right, y'all. Hold on. I was letting everybody know. Hey. I was getting ready to do this live on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, on Instagram. Here we go. On Instagram. But I think everybody should know I'm on YouTube. What's up? Spread the word. Hey y'all. How y'all like my Mystique Naturals color? I'm just saying. So I'm putting that out there. All right, let me see how this goes. If it shows up on Instagram and tell everybody to come on over right quick. Hey y'all on Instagram. Hey my YouTubers, how y'all doing? So how y'all doing? I am talk about it too. Girl, you knocking my stuff over. Get out. I love my little person. I truly do. But y'all see every Talk About It Tuesday, I try. Don't you dare start with that. I kid you not. You better take that somewhere else. Don't you dare start with that. Let it go. It's something that can be fixed, maybe. There we go. It's fixed. It's fixed. Okay. So how y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right. So I got my Mystique Naturals review. I've been using Mystique Naturals for a very long time, y'all. Very long time. So long. I think it's about, hey y'all. All right. So I'm live on YouTube. I'm not going to be live long on Instagram. I am going to be live long on YouTube. I will not be live long on Instagram. So if you watching me, jump on over to the CWC education station. Jump on over, because I'm telling you. But I got the Mystique Naturals. I got the 3 set that they offer. Mommy, I got the purple, the turquoise, and the blue. Yeah, we will definitely color your hair next. So if y'all can see the purple and the turquoise in there, the purple on the, so these are waxes. Yeah, switch over to YouTube. I'll give y'all some time. Switch over to YouTube. Because Talk About It Tuesday get deep. It get deep. So I just wanted to let y'all know. CWC Education Station. If you ain't already there, here I'm gonna tell you to come on over because I put the Mystique Naturals up because I wanted to tell y'all I wanted to show off my color. And I love it. I love it. Y'all see it, Mystique Naturals. But get over to the CWC Education Station on YouTube because it's about to go down. It's about to go down. I'm about to tell y'all a whole bunch of what you need to know about some stuff. And we gonna get some vocab lessons in here. And if you get over there on YouTube, y'all. So if you haven't tuned in to Talk About It Tuesday, welcome. Hey girl, thank you for switching over. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can get the bells when I go live, because when I go live, it be popping. Don't ask me why it pops, but I'm telling you the information, the intellect, it just flows on out for you. All right, so if you was over here on Instagram, it was nice seeing you. I showed off my Mystique Naturals. I got the 3-pack. And I've had these for a minute. Like, I didn't color me and the little person's hair. I got the little ones, the little guys, and colored both of our locks. And it will, see, I ain't supposed to be on Instagram. I'm getting off. All right, so I'm going to see y'all. come on over to the CWC Education Station. Talk About It Tuesday is in full effect right now. So if you just now joining me, you need to get on YouTube, CWC Education Station, and get over there because Talk About It Tuesday is happening on YouTube. All right, y'all. See you. All right. So as I download this to IGTV, we're going to take the bud out. You get out my video because what we're not going to do is have equal participation because you don't have equal knowledge. I love you though. But what you're not going to do is decide to pop on over here for this part. We're going to get a cooking segment for you. Okay. You got it. Now go upstairs and play with your stuff. Watch another video somewhere else because this part ain't for you. Love you though. It's only going to be a few minutes. I truly do. I'm trying. Listen, if you got little people in the room, grab your notebook. Grab your notebook. Because if you was thinking about trying the Mystique Natural, I'm telling you, it washes out in one wash, and I have synthetic locks. So, yes, I'll do a whole nother segment on synthetic locks. My actual locks are pretty long now. They're like down the hair, but I like the longer effects. So you can judge me if you want. I don't care. You can judge me if you want. I don't care. But I'm just going to put it out there. It works even on synthetic hair, and you see how the color pops. And the more color you use, the lighter it gets. I love you too. All right, y'all. So we're going to share this to IGTV right quick. So let's get into it. A lot of people been running around here in 2021 being fine and single, right? They out here fine and single. So let me tell you what fine really is. Because after I dropped the whole Mystique Natural thing, we let the color pop, and we're going to keep giving it, but that's it. They ain't paying me for this. I want to put it out there. They did not pay me for this. So I just wanted to make sure that they knew. Thank you very much. I appreciate the color. I've had it for a while and it's worked. I've had it since last summer, as a matter of fact, and it's been working. And I only got the little one. Neither here nor there. Forget the color. Everybody been out here fine and single. Fine. So when you out here being fine, that's all cute and whatnot. But when you fine, and I got my books, y'all, because I'm going to go over some stuff in a minute. I'm going to hit y'all with some stuff in a minute. But when you out here fine, you are fixing initial negative emotions. Think about that. Fine is fixing initial negative emotions. Like, when you telling everybody, yeah, I'm fine, it's okay, I'm cool, whatever, you really not. You really had intuition that the shit wasn't cool. You really ain't cool. You acting like you not cool. So why are you lying to everybody in the room? Let's start right there. Don't be out here lying around like carpets. Let's start there. No need to lie around like a carpet. Kid you not. You really not cool when you say you fine. That is fixing initial negative emotion. Let's talk about it. But what does fine have to do with single? Because we out here fine and single, y'all. What that got to do with single? So single should be seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences. So if you out here being single, or you out here really seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences, that means, are you rolling with the tribe that got your back? Are you out here with the folk who telling you what the next hottest bag is and why you ain't got it? Or are you out here doing magic with your homies? Because I'm bringing it up. Or are you out here worried about why your check still ain't came and you still filing unemployment? Let's talk about it. It's Talk About It Tuesday. I ain't playing no games. Let's talk about it. Because fine is exactly that. It's exactly that. Fixing initial negative emotions, and being single, you should be seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences. That means we reciprocate. That means I love you, you love me, you give to me, I give to you. And there's never a quota, there's never a max, there's never so I remember how you like to keep borrowing money and you don't know how to give it back. Because if you one of them people, I need you to go back and watch my videos about the 4 different types of people. The could be about it motherfucker, the thinking about it motherfucker, the about it motherfucker, and the it motherfucker. Now you need to understand if you one of them motherfuckers. And I'm putting it the way I put it because that's the way I put it in the video. If you are out here being fine with stuff, then you put yourself in the thinking about it motherfucking category. I don't know what to tell you. You thinking about it. You thinking about how you're going to attain life. You're thinking about how you're going to be okay in a bad situation. When in all honesty, you should never be okay in a not okay situation. Being okay in a not okay situation does nothing but earn complacency. It does nothing. It absolutely does nothing for you. It does not help you grow. It does not help you succeed. It doesn't help you manifest anything. It doesn't help you be better than what you are. It helps you stay exactly where you are. It helps you keep that brief explanation, solidifying trust. I'm doing my best. It helps you keep trying. But to be honest, being fine about a situation is the same thing as all of that. It's all of that. There's absolutely no reason for you to be fine about nothing. Don't be fine about nothing. Don't be fine about nothing. I'm just saying. Let's talk about it Tuesday. Let's talk about it Tuesday. Because being fine is exactly where it is. I'm not okay with having itty bitty I'm not okay with the what do they call it? The ugly phase of locks. I said once I locked my hair, I was not going to go through the ugly phase, and I didn't give a fuck what people said about it. I don't do ugly phase locks. I'm not running around with them little short things. No, and this is no offense to nobody else. That's just not how I was going to roll. I said when I decided I was going to do my locks, I was going to have them at the length in which I wanted them to be. I had coils for about 2 days, and then I had these. That's it. That's all there is, no more. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not fine with walking around with the in-between phase. Now, I don't knock anybody else who has it, but you have to understand that I'm an it type of person. When I find myself in a situation that I don't like, I believe that I can change it. Did you hear all of the I statements in there? Because the rest of the world got you thinking that it's about everybody else. But to be honest, if you don't check your shit, if you are not the most important thing to you, then how is everybody else taking priority over you? I don't get it. It makes no sense. I can't stand behind that. I can't stand behind it. And I'm still trying to upload the stuff to talk about it Tuesday to IG. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So we talking about it. Being fine and single. Let's talk about it being fine and single. Listen, normally I would go a little bit longer on IG to let everybody know. No, Google don't do no dumb stuff. See, technology. It tried it. It tried it. It tried it. But it's talk about it Tuesday. So what I'm saying is just that I'm not okay with going through different parts of life like that. Neither should you. You shouldn't be okay with that. Why are you letting somebody else rain on your parade and telling you that you are not the most important thing to you? Well, yes, you may have children, and I'm not saying children are not the most important thing to you, but before it was them, it was you. And in order for them to still survive, you have to survive. And if you don't survive, then there has to be another willing adult that has to make the same sacrifice for their life versus yours. At the end of the day, why are we out here just not teaching people to be better folk and understanding that being fine really is fixing your initial negative emotion? At the end of the day, you do not need to fix your initial negative emotion. You should not be fine with shit. Either it's okay or it's not. That's it. Either it's okay or it's not. Either you're good with it or you're not. And at the end of the day, if you're not, then why are you telling yourself that you can't do something about it? You are the most important thing to you. So let's go back to the 4 different types of people that I talked about last year. Yeah, so if you just now getting on the CWC Education Station, thank you for joining. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, let somebody know about these messages because I'm dead serious. Being fine and single is cute. Having a Mystique natural is cute. But at the end of the day, you do not want to be currently unable to explain. That is not cute. You do not want to be out here telling people that you're doing shit and you do not know why you are doing it. You should not be out here possessing magic and not knowing how to fucking wield it. You should not be out here being drawn to things and thinking it's a bad thing to go down a road of knowledge. There is absolutely nothing wrong with learning. Learning is fucking free. The only price that you pay is for the printed edition of learning. And if you paying that price, it's fucking small compared to what you giving back and what you getting out of it. Prime example, I was able to learn and start a whole fucking business on learning. As a matter of fact, if you look at the way this particular country is set up, those who are watching from other countries, I'm in the US. The way the US is set up is they sell you on the idea of learning, i.e., learning will get you to where you need to be. And that's possibly the one lie that they didn't tell nobody. And that's just facts. That's possibly the one lie that the US did not tell everybody. Learning really can get you to where you need to be. So why would you stunt yourself at being fine and single? And I'm not saying single is a bad thing, but if you're not seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences, then you are not using single appropriately. You are out here just hoeing. You holding on to everything. And that's not going to work for your life if you're trying to manifest life in love. Yes. And that's the last one. Don't ask me for another one. Okay. So, yes. So that's where I'm at, right? If you out here just being single, you out here not really seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences, then your ass is hoeing. Flat out, you out here hoeing. You out here holding on to everything. You out here watching the gram about who's liking your shit. You mad because your boo thing that you thought was your boo thing because you was talking to. Y'all know how they get. You know how they get. You know. If I'm talking about you, I ain't mad about talking about you, but maybe you'll think about changing your behavior after this video. No, but I'm serious though. Being fine is not okay. You should not be fixing your initial negative emotion. When you have to fix your initial negative emotion, that means you are denying yourself of one of three checks and balances within your genuine self. That means you were telling your heart that it didn't feel what it felt. You're telling your stomach, which is your intuition, which is all of your chakras lit up, that it didn't feel what it felt. And you're telling your mind that it didn't rationalize what it did. And at the end of the day, being fine is really just the makings of a crazy person. It's the makings of somebody who's ready and willing to go to jail, whoop somebody's ass, and all of that good stuff. Because what happens at the beginning of the story, everything was fine until things was good until she was cool until, but that person told you that they were fine to begin with. And fine really means just that. Fixing initial negative emotions. So if I tell you I'm fine in a situation, I'm really not fine at all. I'm not okay. I'm not by that glossified name. I'm not by the colorful thing that you think it is. I'm telling you that I'm fixing my initial negative emotion. I'm not fine. Because when we say fine to somebody, we're not fucking okay. You're right. It's a prelude to going off. You're right. So you're not fine. You are not fine. You are literally on the verge of I don't give a fuck. Right? And when you get on the verge of that, that means you have what I used to teach in one of my other classes was 4 times the anger. There's a wheel called 4 times the anger. No, not right now. What you doing is just trying to be in the no. You're not doing that. You will not fight for this. Go upstairs. Go play and build up your energy. Yeah, because you're not gonna come over here doing all of that. Thank you. I love you too.
It's a lollipop.
Yep. Thank you. You welcome. You got all of it. If I have to tell you one more time, it's gonna be a problem. See, I try to listen. You got to be mindful of how your energy is being ciphered from you. And this is something that we had started to discuss in a group, but this is what I'm going back to my 4 times the wheel of anger, right? And I'm going to turn out. I always forget about the notifications. I always forget. So 4 times the anger cycle. So this is how it goes, right? So the first anger cycle really is what you used to know, your past. It had nothing to do with what was in the current moment. It's your frame of reference, is what you reach back to that pissed you the fuck off. That's where your first F comes from. The second one, the second phase in the cycle is what's actually happening at this moment. What actually occurred? Did you really have a disagreement with the cashier? Did you and the child just have a power struggle over a lollipop? What actually just happened? The third time the anger wheel is how you deal with what just happened. Do you elevate your voice? Do you decide to give it all of the gumshoe energy? In the fourth phase of the wheel is whatever fucking happens here, happens here, and I don't care if I'm getting new bracelets. I call them bracelets. Some people might call them by their actual name, which is handcuffs. Some folk might call them weapons. At the end of the day, that's what it is. And at the end of the day, I'm interested in the fourth portion of the anger wheel. I'm just not. So what I did is I came to you with this. I used to teach it on just this level. You have to understand that you go through these 4 different cycles. And the most important thing is to understand that the past event has emotions that carry to the present event that impacts every future decision and action that you make. So when you are fixing your initial negative emotion, what you are doing is you are going back to that past experience that you had that one time, where that emotion is coming through with that anger in this time, and you about to take it to a whole nother level. You ain't about to be single. Your ass about to be missing or gone. Like, real talk. You about to be on what we call vacation indefinitely. That's where we are. Okay. I want you all to see how that goes. So it's a build upwards. It's not necessarily a downward shift. It's an upward mobility on this portion. So did I lose anybody? So like we said, it's a prelude to going the fuck off. I call it the 4 times the anger wheel. Why? Because the first thing is what happened to you. And if you haven't heard me say this, I'll tell you this again. You only knew what you knew. You have no idea of what you are capable of. So your brain, that thing up here, that convinces you to be safe, that thing up here that convinces you to stop doing things, that thing up here that convinces you to dye your hair, that convinces you not to use bleach, that convinces you to go natural, your brain, your safety net, your gatekeeper, your rationalizer up here. Yeah, I hope y'all with me. Your rationalizer up here. It tells you no time concept. It only gives emotional context. Period. If you think about it, I kid you not, right now, everybody had a 5th birthday. What time do you remember them serving the cake? I'll wait. I will wait. Because I try not to give y'all nothing. And by the way, yes, I drink the Shade de Jour tea all day. And I'm gonna talk about that in a minute too. We're gonna get into that in a minute too. But I'll wait for it. Your brain has no cognitive memory of time unless the time had something to do with the emotion in the memory. Period. Most people have to go back and ask their parent what time they were born. Why? Because obviously your brain doesn't record the time in which you were born. By the time you were old enough to learn time, it was after your 5th birthday, more than likely. So by your 7th birthday, you don't really remember what time they served the cake. You remember if you did or did not have cake and how you felt about it. You will not remember the best time of your life on vacation as to which time you actually left, unless there's an emotion attached to the memory of that particular time. It's very difficult for eyewitnesses to give a timestamp as to when it happened unless the memory includes the time. So, for example, if somebody randomly started shooting in my neighborhood, unless I looked at the time, my brain will not record that it is currently 7:08 my time and shots were fired unless I look at the time. Your brain doesn't record time, it records emotion. It's going to record the fact on this day that I may have felt angry, scared, or whatever. So going back to the 4 times the anger wheel and how fine is the precursor to getting your ass whooped and getting fucked up in every situation across the board. I don't care what language you speak. Somebody say they fine, they not fine. Understand that. Fine is fixing initial negative emotion. They are not fine. It's going to be okay. No, that means their intuition is going to fuck off and they are not doing well at all. If a person says I'm cool and they don't mean it, normally they don't fucking mean it. Let's be clear. They normally don't mean it. They are not cool. You need to pay attention to these things. Why? Because it's a part of social investment. The same way you don't allow people to cipher your time, you should not allow them to cipher your fucking energy. And when it comes down to where we are in this 2021, and the reason why I'm on YouTube the most with this message is just for that reason. When we talking about energy, most people are like, oh my gosh, here we go with the insight ones and, the heightened level beings and all of that chakra shit. Yeah, whatever, suck it. But what I'm getting at really is something that's a very real exchange amongst human beings, amongst people, amongst plants, amongst stones, amongst the table, amongst the laptop, amongst me, amongst you. We are having an energetic moment. You are receiving information from me. You are either giving it back at a later point in time, or you are giving it back to someone else, which means it's still being recycled at the end of the day. Energy is the only currency that you can literally spend over and over again in abundancy, and it's always going to keep coming back in abundancy. So let's get into it. And I said I was going to talk about it on Tuesday because I'm not fucking playing. Okay. I get a bunch of questions. The first and foremost question simply is this: what do you do for a living? Well, the answer is whatever the fuck I want. How did you get to that point? Like, who do you think you are just doing what you want out here? Well, I am the chick who ordered Mystique Naturals. Let me quit it, right? Not paid at all. But no, let's talk about it for real. I understood very early on that helping people is a necessary thing. It's a tool within survival. It's the person who can help the most is the person who holds the key to the land. That's it. That's all. There is no more. When we're talking about people in power, we're talking about the people who have the shit that you don't have. That is why they are in power, i.e. the people who have all the money, the resources, time, whatever. So, who's actually in power? Well, it's all up to perception. So if I believe that I am the most important person in this world, then I cannot allow you to have power over me. Why? Because I am the most important person in this world. And in this particular world, the way I set my shit up is I have all of the power. That's fine, right? In my mythical world that some people would say I live in. But no, let's really get into it. When we're talking about energy and we're talking about being fine and we're talking about the checks and balances, like I said, in your mind, in your heart, and in your gut, you have a natural 3 checks and balances. That is your energetic field naturally. Your brain is going to tell you when you're scared and rationalize either it's fear of an actual fear or it's something that's just a phobia. And sometimes phobias are actual fears. I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody coming in with chalk, don't get mad if I try to stab you. That's your fault. I already gave the whole national plane fair warning. I don't do chalk and I don't do birds. We'll get into the bird story another time. But getting to the whole fucking point, like real talk, getting to the main point. You have a natural 3 checks and balance system that actually protects your energetic field, that protects the electrolytes in your body, that flows messages through your entire body, that tells your cells to age, that tells your cells to pee, that tells your hair to grow, that tells your body to breathe. You literally have an energetic field that literally is your battery that moves around your body at all times. All times. In order to manifest more into this energetic field, you either become a magnet or you become a deflectant. Now, how does one become a magnet or a deflectant? Well, this is how you do it. You go into a situation thinking that you're fine. When you are fine, you are now attracting all of the negative things that you were trying to get away from. How does that make sense? Well, you are fixing your initial negative emotion. When you tell yourself that you are okay with a situation that you are not okay with, you are now attracting lower level, lower vibrating things into your life. You are saying that it's okay for these things to enter into the front door. As a matter of fact, you opened the door and let the motherfuckers in. I said it. That's what happens. So that fine moment gets worse and worse and worse. Everybody has already, I can kid you not, every single one of us, anybody who's watching this video has found themselves in a position to where they were fine in a moment and wish that they wouldn't have been fine. They wish that they would have went ahead and told people that they were not fucking okay in that moment and would have hit an exit stage left. But because they did not, they now have a trauma event of being in a situation that they did not want to be in. They were around people that they did not want to be around, and that's how that shit went. That's just where we are, right? So let's keep this shit a buck being. That's what we say over here. Let's keep this shit a buck being. Being fine and fixing your initial negative emotion does you absolutely no favors in your social inventory. It absolutely helps you get to nowhere. However, if you remind yourself that you are always single, and I'm not saying single in the context of, thank you, you damn right, you right, I'm telling you, you right. Being single in the context of seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences means that if you are purposely looking for people that you can love and they are going to love you back, you are no longer putting yourself in a position of being fine. You are no longer accepting lower level shit that allows you to stay in the lower level place, i.e., could be thinking about it, nigga. Thinking about it, nigga. The about it motherfucker and the it motherfucker. Let's go back and review a few videos ago. If you are not on the CWC Education Station, as subscribe, get on here so you can get these messages. A could be thinking about it motherfucker is the type of person, thank you, is the type of person that is fine with everything, but they can't figure out why they don't have shit. And in the process of thinking about why they don't have shit, they are only comparing themselves to the shit that it person have. And the only reason why they're thinking about you, and there could be about it, motherfucker. You heard me. Could be thinking about it, motherfucker. Because all they do is could be doing something, but they not doing anything at all. They are really great at body fillers, but they are not good at ingenuity and keeping shit going. They make poor managers. They make poor supervisors. Those are the people who get to the top because everybody else quit. Anybody know a person like that? They get to the top because everybody else quit and they are the last person with seniority, so they get to be in that position, but they were never really aspiring to do good. They just came here every day to get their spoon-fed paycheck and leave. I mean, that's a could be thinking about a motherfucker. If they got a job, most of them don't. They be at home with their mama, or they living on you. Or they living on your cousin, or they living on your sister's cousin's best friend. You know that nigga though. Or you know that bitch though. She could be a model, but she ain't taking that none pictures, and for some reason her screen is always fucking cracked. She could be that bitch, right? So then, yes, being fine allows you to smooth over shit. And in the BS in your mind, the benefits of the people. You absolutely right. There it goes, Invite. That's where it's at. It definitely helps you to smooth over other shit. It helps them to continue to allow you to be a motherfucking mat. You are a rug. You are carpet to them as far as they're concerned, as long as you're fine with a situation. So don't be fine with it, right? Don't be fine with it, because that's exactly where it is. Now, the thinking about it motherfucker is the person who's going to actually have an idea, start it, and never finish it for 8 months. You heard me. They're the motherfucker who started the YouTube channel but got 2 videos up from 2 years ago. That's it. And ain't nobody watched their videos, but they only started the YouTube channel. They don't have an Instagram. They ain't got a Facebook. They ain't doing no social media promotion. They just started the YouTube channel, put up 2 videos, and they mad. That's the thinking about it, motherfucker. You might know them. You might know them as also the false entrepreneurs, I like to call them. Those are the people who are out here saying that they want to be business owners, but really they want everybody else to run their business. They really want to be business. They just want to be in business. They don't even want to operate the shit. Like they always got an attitude when it comes down to talking about their shit and why they ain't get shit done. For example, we ain't gonna talk about that, but another example, because I was getting ready to throw somebody under a bus and it's not okay. I do it to your face, not behind your back all day. But for example, it's a person who decides to operate a dry cleaner, but they never decide to actually put up the startup cash, but they keep telling you that they're going to buy this building, and they actually know the owner of the building, but they only sent one message and never showed up to the meeting. Those people, they always want to start some shit, but they can't. Hey, how you doing? Listen, I started getting into it. The thinking about it, motherfuckers could be. I had to do a recap for some folk. But how you doing? Yo, the dopest Wanda ever. De Niro Barbie. Listen, y'all need to get on with her. I don't need to say no more. My wine game came up after one class. You need to get on with her. I'm just saying, get on with her. Okay, because listen, she had one class, the wine game up. Just up with it. But okay, so back to what I was saying. So when we get into it, that's the thinking about it, motherfucker. The thinking about it, motherfucker, is the person who can start a business, but they can't keep it running. They the person who got the thought about the business and they actually have a great idea, but they can't manifest the actual business itself. Then you have the about it motherfucker and the it motherfucker. The about it motherfucker and the it person is always an interchangeable person, because the about it person is planning and acting and the it person is in the act of it. So they're getting ready to move to the next transition. So it's easy to be in the top tier, but it's very definitive to be in the bottom two. That makes sense. Moving forward, if you're fine with some shit, typically you're in the bottom two category. You could be thinking about it motherfucker or thinking about it motherfucker. When you're in the it or about it category, it's very difficult for you to fix your initial negative emotion. It's difficult to do that. For example, I am not going to let you tell me that I don't need to have my hair 2 different colors, because I'm an it type of person. I developed my willpower enough, right? I'm happy you got it. Thank you. Listen, I developed my willpower within myself, my preservation enough within myself to understand that I will not allow my mind to convince me that your shit matters more than mine do. So if you tell me you don't like purple and turquoise together, I'm going to tell you I don't care. It ain't none of your business what's in my hair. Did you come here for the message, though? And if you wanted to know, I'm sorry, y'all. I got the Mystique Naturals because, I'm just out here. I got these little guys, and this is just hair wax. I got all 3 of them, but I only put the turquoise in the popping turquoise and the purple in my hair. And it washes out in one wash, but it actually lasts for a good bit. I like it, for real. I truly do, for that spot color. But neither here nor there on that. So that was my explanation for fine. Now, when we're talking about single, we're talking about seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences. If you are out here being single, and I'm going to be very clear about that. If you are out here being single, and there's different, thank you. They don't look better than yours though, boo. I like yours. Yours is permanent. I like yours, but I ain't ready for that yet. But when you're out here being single, you are out here seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences. Now, that doesn't mean that you out here dating everybody. If you out here dating everybody and you worried about who didn't like you, whatever on Instagram, like I had said before, you out here hoeing. That means you holding on to everything, you hoeing. And ain't nobody got time for you to be out here hoeing. That's not cute. And if you don't know what my cute is, I go over it again. Currently unavailable to explain. Don't be out here hoeing being cute. No, be single though. Being single means a lot of different things. It truly means finding your tribe. It means finding like-minded individuals that are willing to support you in your most outlandish idea. Because let's be honest, some of us being entrepreneurs is an outlandish idea. Being able to mix tea that people can drink daily is an outlandish idea. Being able to do paper magic, being able to wear crystals, being able to talk about, that's outlandish ideas. But let's be honest. My tribe supports all of my outlandish ideas because I was out here being single. I was out here seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences. I did not take anything I did not give initially. Let me be very clear. I did not take anything I did not give initially. I was out here seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences. I wasn't out here just playing with folks. Shit. Thank you. I wasn't out here just playing in people's lives and just don't know. I was out here, listen, you got a need, I got a need, I be your friend, you be my friend, and we could be friends on the weekend. I'm just saying. It did not have to be a physical interaction. It really is that genuine information. It's all about giving people information. That's the one thing America didn't lie about. The more you know, the higher you go. And it's really that fucking simple. And I mean, it would be easier to beat the concept into you than telling you that that's really how it works. It's really how it works. The learning is free. I said it my last time. Learning is free. You're not going to stop me from learning. So let's talk about it for real. I'm not going to be fine. I'm not going to fix my initial negative emotion. I'm not going to do that anymore because, like Zen Baba had already mentioned, all it is, number one, is a prelude to going off. If I tell you I'm fine, I'm about to bust somebody's face in, and it's simple as that. And normally, if I tell you I'm fine, there's nothing that comes after that. And most people who know me know now. And if you know me now you know. So I'm holding you accountable for knowing me now. Now you know. If I stop talking, it's a whole fucking problem in the room. Yes. No. Go upstairs and play with your stuff. Goodbye. See? No. You got to be mindful of who's going to go ahead and siphon your energy. And this crazy part is what we don't talk about is we have to teach our children to not do that as well. So some of y'all might be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she keeps sending that child away. Well, let me be clear. Number one, I'm teaching my little person not to siphon energy like that. You do not need to gain my attention to ask me for things that you already know you are not allowed to play with. How do you know that? They are already not in your room. That's the same thing with adults. The difference, though, is we can change the room we're in. If you didn't watch my other videos, you need to pay attention in social investment. I'm dead serious. You can change your investments. When you change your investments, it changes the mental room that you're in. Therefore, it shifts the toys that you get to play with. And if it shifts the toys that you get to play with, why not play with the more expensive shit? Why not manifest the more expensive shit? So let's talk about manifesting some shit, like real talk. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's the enlightened brown people movement. No, we've all been here, but at the end of the day, technology has now put it into a place to where we can see it all the time, hear it all the time, and learn it all the time. So now that you can see, hear, and learn it all the time, why not taking all this free learning? YouTubeversity, I said it last time. I want to coin that phrase. But YouTubeversity, it is where it is. When we're talking about it, like, let's be 110. Let's talk about it Tuesday. Let's talk about it. You have to be mindful of allowing people to take something from you that they don't deserve to have in the first place. On top of that, allowing yourself to not regenerate. Out of all of the learning and information that I know, I can give all of that back, but I also have to have a regenerative source. I have to be able to be built up. I have to be able to refill my cup. I have to be able to know where my water source is. So when I said being single, it's exactly that. When you put yourself around a great tribe, when you put yourself around people who just want you to do well, they don't want to see you be better. They don't want to see you do good. They just want you to be well, like real talk. You call somebody and be like, yo, my stomach's fucked up. And they're like, yo, I'm going to send you da. That's being well. That is just making sure that you are okay. That's making sure that your life goes ahead and continues to coexist with their life so that they can still reap the same benefit that they was going to reap. You have to understand that although it may seem a selfish, it might seem like a selfish concept. It really would, that you are more important than everybody else, but it's really not. Because if you take care of yourself the way you're supposed to, then you are then still taking care of everyone else around you. So if you as a parent are eating well, you are teaching your child to eat well, therefore you are feeding the nation eating well. Does that not make sense? So let's talk about fun. If you are being fine all the time and you're accepting all of these lower vibrational circumstances and events into your life, then what do you think you're feeding your kids? What do you think you're feeding the people around you? And if you are an about it person or a it person, you find great difficulty being fine. You find difficulty defining what it is that you do, unless that one thing that you do has been of all of your maximum energy and potential. But even then, you are not settled at that one thing. I kid you not. Look at all of the Fortune 500 company, what's the word? Founders. Fuck the people who operated. Fuck the CEOs. Everybody's always like CEOs, and I probably said it last time too. Fuck the CEOs for right now. Let's talk about the founders. The founders of the Fortune 500 companies don't run those fucking companies. They are doing multiple things. They are doing other things that have nothing to do with running those fucking companies. They just set that shit up so they can make money to do other shit. So that's the it and about it people. When you're an about it person, yes, you are hard at work, your head is down, you are following the plan. Most of the time, it's the plan that you created. As an it person, you are reaping the benefits of said plan, developing and tweaking how that plan could be better. And if you can recreate said plan for it to go to a higher level. If you are a thinking about it person, you not moving out of goddamn where you a body typing and shit. You just ticking time away. If you could be thinking about a motherfucker, you absolutely right. If you take care of yourself, you don't become a burden to others. That's exactly what it is. And that burden really is a lot deeper than some people think. It's deeper than washing hair color the fuck out your head. It's deeper than a motherfucking drug addiction. Let's keep it 100. An energetic addiction, my goodness, is deeper than a drug addiction. Like, I kid you not, a person who is attempting to cipher your energy will do it in so many ways. And the crazy part is a lot of folk have no idea who the fuck they playing with. They don't. So if you didn't know, now you know. You got to understand that sometimes when you wake up at 3:33, it has nothing to do with the fact that you really can't sleep. It has everything to do about that bitch Lisa that working your job. No offense to any of the Lisas watching, but that's typically what it is, right? That bitch Lisa that working my job, fuck that hoe. That chick you didn't fuck that hoe all day to the point where now she didn't receive that energetic vibe and she didn't send some shit to you. You was fucking her all day, and Lisa's like, Lisa might have been talking to her aunt so-and-so who might be a level 18 alchemist and shit. And aunt so-and-so was like, oh, that bitch is fucking with you, baby? Let's burn some paper on her then. Like, I'm dead serious, and if I'm the auntie, you in trouble, Lisa. No offense, real Lisa's out here, I'm just saying. Because I was just one of them. No offense, I promise, no offense. But that's all I'm saying for real. Because you have to understand that energy is one of those things that it's a currency, and that level of currency is how people build the empires that they've built, how the nations have been unable to be taken down. As a matter of fact, for as much as they've stolen off of our home continent, why hasn't that bitch sunk into the ocean yet? The energy, for as much as, I kid you not, excuse me, if y'all ain't down with BBC Africa, get down with BBC Africa because they show real-time people. If you're not down with, I think is Iniki or it's on the page. Absolutely. Energetic addictions ruin lives. Kid you not. You need to understand that The reason why slavery worked is because of an energetic addiction. The reason why Jim Crow worked was because of an energetic addiction. The reason why most people are in bad relationships is because of an energetic addiction. I can go on and on because of an energetic addiction. I kid you not. Fuck the vampirism. And I'm not saying vampirism ain't a real thing, but most of the time, vampires, they feed, they roll, they feed, they roll. It's the addiction. When you get a could be thinking about it motherfucker teamed up with a thinking about it motherfucker, it's like, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a prime example of what a real addiction looks like. It's a Newport and a motherfucking lighter. Kid you not. Kid you not, y'all. Kid you not. An energetic addiction is like a motherfucking Newport and a lighter. At some point, you're going to run out of cigarette. But the flame is going to keep going. Did I help y'all with that? I felt like that was the bomb.com right there. I mean, you could use the incense if you want to drive it home. But I'm just going to say, since I needed my cigarette right quick, it's like that. It's like that. It's like a motherfucking Newport to a lighter. I kid you not. An energetic addiction is just that at some point, you're going to be out of cigarette. And when you add a cigarette, either it's snowing outside or it's an ice storm. At some point, you're going to have to decide to go to the store. And if you decide not to go to the store, not only are you just going to poison yourself by smoking the butt. Y'all heard me, the butt. The little filter, we call it the butt. You're going to poison yourself by smoking the filter, or you're going to elevate past the addiction and decide that you no longer need it. And if you decide that you no longer need it, then you have to decide every moment thereafter how you no longer need it. And that's where the rationalization comes in your brain, because your brain doesn't know how much time that you wasted smoking a cigarette. Did I help y'all with that? Like, let me know if I'm hitting. Let me know if I'm hitting or not. Because I kid you not. Let me know if I'm hitting or not. Your brain does not tell you that it's going to take you 10 minutes to smoke this Newport. It ain't going to do it. The other part is depending on how fast I decide to smoke this cigarette, which means how fast somebody is hitting you for your energy, how much they hitting you for your energy. But wait, what if they decide to put you out? Now, you done got hit so many times and you still burnt. You still burnt. I ain't gonna never get the same cigarette back, right? I ain't gonna never get them 6. You right, it's like hitting a blunt. I ain't gonna never get them back. Once it's burnt, it's burnt. It's burnt, right? It's burnt. It's gone. I ain't gonna never get them back. So if I ain't gonna never get it back, why the fuck should I be fine with some shit? Why should I fix my initial negative emotion so that your ass could be happy? Why should I go along with it so you can have a good birthday? Why should I go along with it so it can be a good event? If I had some shit to say, then I need to fucking say it and get it off my chest in the most appropriate way possible by talking to the person that I have the issue with. At the end of the day, when you tell yourself that you were fine, that means you were in a situation that you did not want to be with. And if you need to talk to you about that situation and you came to the conclusion that you don't want to be here, then don't fucking stay. Leave. Don't do nobody no favors by being a burden, because at that point you are not being single. You are not seriously inquiring and needing genuine love experiences. At that point, you being a hoe. You looking for an experience to have so you can tell somebody else about it. Ain't nobody about that shit. Ain't nobody in my crew with that hoe and shit. Let it go. Won't hoe. Won't do it. I don't know what to tell you. We all about knucking and bucking and playing on the playground the next day. We do not hoe out here. We ain't got time for that shit. And that's true. You're right. Truth be told. And it's the facts of it all. That's where I'm at with it. If you find about some situation, then you are convincing yourself of some shit that you should not be convincing yourself of, which puts you in the 4 times the anger cycle. Because now you was over there at so-and-so's house, and every time I come to so-and-so's house, it's always some dumb shit. Did you not realize that you could not be a part of the dumb shit and just not be the fucking so-and-so's house? You can stop showing the fuck up for the dumb shit. As a matter of fact, you could be the bitch that didn't go to jail in 2021. How about that? You can stop fucking with them and they dumb shit. Because if you stop fucking with them and they dumb shit, bet you start getting your shit off the ground. Bet you start making the money you thought you had. As a matter of fact, you might end up with more weed in your blunt. I'm just saying, because if I only got to share it with me, that's 2 less hits somebody else is taking. Right? But yeah. And you right. What about the damage that the cigarette does when it's burned down to the butt? You right? Because at that point, all we got is a burnt butt. All we got is fumes going into the air. All we got is toxicity going into the lungs. All we got is more physical, emotional, and mental damage. All we got is less than what we started with. And why the fuck are you entering investments like that? Because every relationship is an investment, whether you going to work for somebody, whether you work for yourself, whether you talking to friends, whether you got kids, those are investments. As a matter of fact, if you have kids, those are the best fucking investments you got. Those are the motherfuckers that's going to be the most profitable investments if you teach them right. Because if you think about it, for the first, I don't know, I started working at 15. So until I moved out of my mama's house at 18, for the first 3 years, my income went to her. Like, let's keep it 100. My mom had the car. I'm sorry, she ain't had a car. She had the bus pass. And then even by the time I went to school and they was giving me free bus passes, my income still went to her first. Because I had to get permission from my parent to even be able to work at my jobs. Every fucking job that I had until I was 18. So if that's the way it works on this particular plane, and if you're an entrepreneur, your kids still got to go through you to work in your business. Why aren't you teaching them what they need to know? Why aren't you teaching them that fine is not an okay thing? Why aren't you teaching them that when people start taking hits off of you, you need to cut that shit short. You need to leave. You need to let them know that we ain't going to be out here taking bumps off my energy and elevating yourself and leaving me with less than what I started with. We ain't going to let you burn me the fuck out. We ain't going to let you make me toxic. We ain't going to let me get turned into a could be thinking about a motherfucker. Because what I hate the most is when a parent, and it sucks because nobody in particular, but everybody personally, anytime you have a child out here that gets caught up in doing some shit that they meant to do, you done warn them about doing it. They got caught the fuck up. The parent automatically feels like they're supposed to save this motherfucker from themselves. And let's be honest. Let me tell you, you was an investment after 33. Girl, you was an investment on day. When he said hello, you made your first investment that day, nigga. You made your first investment that day. I kid you not, me and my ex used to, we used to laugh about the pussy tax. And I'm dead serious. You wasn't getting these draws unless you was paying for something. And there's a tax. Why? Because my daddy raised me better than that. Not my mother, my daddy raised me better than that. My daddy told me flat out before he left this plane, flat out my daddy said, listen, don't be out here letting them knucklehead niggas get out here selling you on dreams and shit you can achieve for yourself. They telling you they got wads of cash, tell them you need to see their fucking bank account. And I was like, Dad, but they got a Benz and wads of cash. Who needs a bank account? You need to see their bank account. Because just because you got money and just because you got cars, that should be gone tomorrow if they get shot. I said, oh, Daddy got a point. Daddy got a point. You was an investment when you said hello, nigga. So hello cost $5. You can't speak to me unless you got $5 in your bank account. That's mine right there. With your cash app looking like, I don't even take cash app and Chime for receipts, okay? You can't talk to me unless you got at least $5 in your bank account. Why? Because that shows that you legitimately trying to do something. Like my father was really on the right track the way he told me, because had I paid attention to that, I would have made better investments. in my boyfriend choosing. I would have made better investments in my marital statuses. I would have made better investments. So when we talking about it, let's fucking talk about it. Like real talk, let's get into it. When you looking at having serious inquiry, needing genuine love experiences, my father taught me the best single that I could ever have. Checks and balances. If that nigga can't write a check, he can't be with you. I said, that's a skill though. He said, no, it's not. He said, most good parents teach their children how to write a check. I said, bet all my kids learn how to write a check. I know that. You ain't gonna be calling me not a good parent. But that's the truth. You have to look at the application of it. It wasn't about learning it wasn't about the actual check itself. It was learning a skill. It was learning appropriate bookkeeping. It was learning how to take my investment seriously, therefore attracting other serious investors. So if I'm out here wanting to be in a relationship that is loving and caring, why did I not start with me? I took one day out of all these 7 days. I kid you not. I get 1 day out of all these 7 days. And sometimes the day alternates, but I get one complete day out of all these 7 days where I do what I want to do. I watch the shit I want to watch on Hulu. I eat the food I want to eat. I drink what I want to drink. And I go to sleep when the fuck I want to go to sleep. If it's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon until 7 o'clock in the evening, so be it. If it's at 6 until 11, so be it. If it's at 2, 3 in the morning, so be it. I take my 24 hours. That is my rejuvenation. That is what I need to do, and I recharge. Absolutely. 1 day of self-care. But my self-care isn't just about pampering me. It's about tackling the thought process up here. See, that's where we get jacked up. I ain't out here telling you to care for yourself, ladies. Just care for yourself. No. While you sitting in your goddess bath, you need to be tackling why you were fine with the situation before, so that you can get the strength to not be fine with that situation again. So you can stop attracting lower level shit into your life. So when you go out here, you're like, what crystal do I use? Should I get aragonite? Do I need amethyst? Should I get clear quartz? Instead of getting all of the damn crystals, you need to start with the one that you have. You. The one up here that needs to be fine-tuned and recharged all the fucking time. Everybody's like, I'm so mentally exhausted. Or I get migraines and I don't know why. Or I'm just tired. I'm telling you, you as a motherfucking crystal, while you sitting in that goddamn goddess bed, you need to take the opportunity to tackle why you was fine with some shit. Why were you fixing your initial negative emotion? Yes. Absolutely. You better not sign on papers. And hell yeah, he need to understand not only are you crazy, you magical too. Quit playing. He can leave if he want to, but you still gonna get the what the what do you still gonna get that life insurance policy? I was trying not to. I'm serious though. I'm serious. You can leave if you want to, but after 33 years, you absolutely right. Goddamn, an investment, that's a corporation. We running a corporation at this point. And at this point, you cannot leave the corporation. You must buy me out. I will sign the papers for all of it. Okay? I kid you not. I'm with you, Kimmy. I'm with you. I'm about that life. And yes, you need to know you supposed to be crazy, because if you wasn't, how the hell did he find you? How did he get you? Let's be clear. Crazy is not something that's a bad thing. Crazy is the reason why most of us get to where we are. It's the reason why women are phenomenal. As a matter of fact, if we didn't do crazy, then there would not be anything. Did you think about that? We were the first people to decide that water was good for fishing and swimming. We were the ones that decided that you could take a boat with you. Excuse me. So, again, learning is free. He better understand this is a corporation now. But no, getting back to it, y'all, like seriously, when you're fine with something, you are fixing your initial negative emotion. And why as a woman, why as a person, why as a being, why as a crystal, why as an energy, why would you allow your thought process to tell you that you should succumb to somebody else's bullshit. Let's keep it 110. No one can take away from you what you know. And I said it earlier, you know what you knew. You have no idea what you are capable of knowing. You have no idea. So at the end of the day, your brain lives off of its past. Absolutely a benefit. Your brain lives off of its past experiences. It lives off of its past experiences. It does not live on future endeavors. So whatever emotion that you had as to why you're feeling fine is what you should be addressing on your self-care. So if you were just sitting in your shower and you're just bathing, take an opportunity to bathe away all of that additional trauma. I don't know how many of us got sent away to camp in them cold ass showers. Bathe that emotion away too. Because when you get out, you will find yourself able to attract larger abundance of things. So when we started talking about this, I had mentioned manifesting, which I'm finding out my little alchemist is on the road doing all types of manifesting things, but we ain't gonna talk about her behind her back and tell it to her face. But when it comes down to manifesting, when you manifest something, you are literally putting forth the energy for your will to be invoked onto a situation for it to be created. Otherwise, not without your help. Manifesting. That simple. Can I manifest a candle into my hand? Not without a motherfucking CG application. It's not going to work. Okay. No. But I can manifest abundance and I can manifest candles into my home, which means I can manifest the money into my account and I can take my ass to the store to go get it. That's how manifesting works. Manifesting does not just mean that, oh, I want a candle and I just sit here and look at my motherfucking hand and wait for it to appear. No. What I do is I manifest the fucking money into my bank account. What that manifesting means is I come up with a product that I can sell, i.e. teas. I have a bunch of them. I make a bunch of them under Shade du Jour. Shade du Jour is one entity that I'm a part of with the community wash. So I have teas. I sell said teas. Said money goes into said bank account. I can now go purchase my candles. Manifesting. How did I manage to do that? Not being fine. I found out that working for someone else, like I had stated in my other video, they only pay you to come to work. So if you only pay me to come to work, you're not paying me for the candles that I want. If you're not paying me for the candles that I want, then what you doing? Yep, smoking my ass like a cigarette. Taking your hits, blowing out the smoke, reaping all the benefits until I'm a burnt ass butt, putting nothing but toxicity back into the air, running around to my coworkers telling them why I hate it here and how you fucking suck as a supervisor and why I shouldn't do it and why I ain't gonna keep coming back here. But since the money is good, I'm gonna keep coming back. That sound familiar? Y'all work with somebody like that? Y'all got an aunt or a cousin, somebody like that? Hate their fucking job, but yet they keep showing the fuck up? Listen. What you not gonna do? Y'all see me? What you not gonna do is let people continue to take hits of energy off of you. What you not gonna do is be able to allow yourself to not be burnt. You can nip that shit right in the bud very quickly. I'm not telling everybody to go out here and become a Newport smoker. I ain't say you need to do that. I ain't say that at all. What I'm saying is very simple. What you do is look for this single life. If you are unhappy with your job, I can guarantee you can create one that you would fucking love to do every day with no problem. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. If you hate your family, I can guarantee you can manifest an entire family around you that will be as supportive as you need a family to be. Guarantee it. How do I guarantee these things? Go back and watch all of the fucking videos on social investment and understand that your investment is you. You have to be the most important investment that you make in how you spend your time and how you think about things, how you decide to not fuck it over 4 times, how you don't go into the 4 times the anger cycle. which is 1, living in a past experience. 2, not handling what's actually in front of you. 3, acting like what's in front of you ain't what it is. And 4, being okay with whatever goes. That's what that is. You can't be okay with whatever goes at all times. It's not going to work. It ain't going to work. I don't know what to tell you. It ain't going to work. Y'all seen it? That's it. It ain't going to work. You cannot be okay with whatever's going to go. You can't. In order to not be okay with that shit, you have to look for single experiences. You have to seriously inquire, needing genuine love experiences, which means you have to put yourself out there first. You have to make sure that you are actually exhibiting what you need. How do I exhibit what I need? Well, first, don't just go buy a bunch of fucking crystals. Do me, you, and everybody else several fucking favors, and don't just go out there buying crystals. Talking about, my girlfriend said that rose quartz helps with depression and anxiety, and I really need to have it. No, you don't, actually. You don't. Why? Because when you pick up a rose quartz and you already have depression and anxiety, what your girlfriend didn't tell you is it's going to magnify that shit for you. You're welcome. What she didn't tell you is that you need to take an opportunity to figure out why you're under this depression and anxiety, and what thought that you told yourself and convinced yourself of it was okay for you to keep running with. You are not the worst person in the world. You do have a whole lot to offer, and your businesses aren't bullshit. As a matter of fact, if you decide to work them the way you supposed to be working them, everybody else wouldn't think they was bullshit either. They would think you out here doing something with your life and be mad as fuck they ain't doing it too. How about that one? You ain't think about that? I'm sorry, I had to go off real quick. Real quick. Why? Because that's what I do. It's Talk About It Tuesday. We talking about it, and we talking about it at the most intimate level. At the end of the day, when we're talking about it, I am the chick who has been able to manifest control over your menstrual cycle as a woman. Yes, as a woman. That's what I did. I developed teas to where you can initiate your flow, you can stop that bitch, and if you are in menopause, we can do hormone control for you. All 3 cycles. How's it feel? How's it feel? That's all I'm saying. How's it feel? Yes, all 3 cycles. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. So what do you do with that? What do? You open up a whole business, and shade is yours. That's what I did with that. I am no longer allowing anyone in my circle to tell me that my ideas are false. My ideas are not worth chasing. My dreams aren't worth me getting them. You right. Yes. You right. Who are you to be out here not being single the appropriate way? Why aren't you seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences? Why are you out here being fine? Stop being fine. If you are fine in your relationships, that means you are making a bad investment. There is no return on that investment. If you are fine at your job, you are making a bad investment. There is no return on that investment. If you are fine at your church, you are not making a good investment. Your spirituality is in jeopardy. Get out. Get out. Do not allow people to tell you that your belief system is wrong, because you know what you know. And if you know what you know, then act like it. Do not convince yourself. Do not convince yourself of anything otherwise. Do not convince yourself in your mind as the gatekeeper that you need to be in a situation you ain't got no business being in, and that you can't change it. You are not going to be broke for the rest of your life. As a matter of fact, I made a whole luck oil for that. And the only reason why I was able to manifest this luck oil is because I sat down and thought about some things. Number 1, what did I attack on my day off? On my self-care day, the first thing that I attacked is, why do I feel like I'm broke when I'm not? If you live indoors, you got food to eat, and you can get from point A to point B. It don't matter if you can get back. If you can get there, that's enough more than half the time. That's the thought process that you got to capture and hold on to. Most of the time, and my relatives would tell me this all the time, I kid you not, that's my way my family works. If you can get to us, we will make sure you get back, but you need to get to us. That's the way your tribe should be. Your tribe is always going to make sure you good no matter what. And if it means doing a YouTube video telling you that fine is not an option and single is the way to go, and if you're going to be fine and single, you doing that shit backwards. You doing it backwards. If you don't have somebody in your tribe like me, that's fine. Hit me up on a one man. You can catch me on YouTube. You can catch me on Instagram and on Facebook. You can catch me. You can get a friend like me in your world. I kid you not. My tribe is growing every day. But what I'm saying again is you have to be mindful of who's ciphering the energy away from you and smoking you like a motherfucking cigarette. You got to be mindful that you can't be fine with all them damn colors in your hair if you don't feel like they good enough for you. Ain't no sense in you going through the process if you don't feel like it's okay. Why are you seeking approval from other people? You don't need it. Flat out. You have to be the most important investment to you, period. On everything that I'm saying. You got to be the most important investment to you. And if you are making inappropriate investments, which means you are not getting your return out, that means you get up and going to work and you fucking hate it every day. That means you living in a house with individuals that you can't stand. That means that your parenting isn't the way you want it to be. You need to understand that you can change fine. You can change it. You can get your ass up out that room and go into a new room with better toys. You can get your ass up and move to a better squad. You can get new friends. You can get a higher elevation. There is a way to do it. How? Number one, take the time in self-care to actually dive into why you are caring for yourself. That's the purpose of self-care. People fuck it up all the time. It's really not about just pampering yourself. It has everything to do with why you care about you. And you need to ask yourself the tough questions that is making you want to whoop somebody else's ass when you say fine. Because most of the time, people do not get angry about the truth. If it's your truth and you can accept it, which means, Trish, I don't like the fact that you smoke. Can't be mad about that. That's your problem. You don't like the fact that I smoke. I don't like the color in your hair. Not my problem. You don't like my shit. When you get to that point of self-sufficiency, of self-care, that means you are now operating the way a human should operate. That means you are now understanding that each human has the right to their own shit and it ain't yours. I do not need to give a fuck about what you think about what I do say and how I go about saying it. Why don't I need to care? Because in my world, your opinion is negative energy that will not manifest. It's a bad investment. I can't give a fuck about it. If I give a fuck about it, then that means I'm making an investment into your negative emotions, which is taking energy away from me that I could be appropriately investing into some shit that's going to work for me. Therefore, you don't like my hair color. Thank you. That's cool. I appreciate it. Truly do. Thanks. Now, I'm going to go over here with my tribe where we all rocking like unicorns. And we all out here manifesting great things. I don't need to discuss with you what I'm manifesting with my tribe because you don't like my hair color. Therefore, you are not of the unicorn type. Therefore, I don't need to expend the energy in giving a fuck about you not liking unicorns. Goodbye. Goodbye. If you are not of the unicorn type, it's that simple. If you're trying to be fine with unicorns, then let me help you. Don't be. Beat it. We don't need you in the squad. Bye, banana. What we do need, though, are single people. We need people who are seriously inquiring, needing genuine love experiences. We need people who want our tribe to survive. We need people who want to be fucking unicorns. We need it and about it folk. If you out here telling me that you don't like my hair, that is perfectly fine. You are not of the unicorn tribe, and that is even better. You are of the others, and you could be another. You ain't hurting the unicorns over here. I'm just being 110, keeping it a buck bean. That's where I'm at on Talk About It Tuesday. So let's talk about it some more real quick. When it comes down to protecting your energy, I'm going to really wrap this in because I don't want to give too much. I'm going to teach a class on this. When we're protecting our energy, it has nothing to do with really the ability of the tools that you have around you outside of the tool you have within yourself. In order to best protect your energy, you need to understand how you are expending it. You need to be the steward of your finances, is what they tell me. My elders told me this one time. And at first I thought it was about really like paying attention, checks and balances, looking at my bank accounts, making sure I'm spending my money appropriately. No. When they say be a good steward of your finances, particularly in that good book people call the Bible and other good books, the Quran and other religious aspects, there is phrases that all tie into this one phrase, and it may be said differently. Please don't quote me on this. I'm not trying to be specific to a religion. I'm just making a point. When you are a good steward of your finances, that means that you are financially able to make appropriate investments of your time. It is not about the physical finance. It's about your time, how you spend it and with whom, what you spend it doing and what you spend it not doing. If I spend 50% of my life asleep, which is typically how humans start this world off, let's be a buck bean. Most infants spend 50% of their fucking time sleep. The other 50% having the adults around them play charades. Let's keep it 100, right? If you spend 50% of your time at the very start of your life sleep, the other 50% of the time trying to get people to understand you, why aren't you spending the time where you can articulate communication for the shit in which you need? Let me go back. Why not spend the time in which you can articulate communication for the shit in which you need? Instead of telling everybody what you don't have time for, let's talk about what we do have time for. I do have time to make Instagram posts and make sure that my business is being promoted. I do have time to sit down on YouTube to explain to people that there is another thought process that we can go down. I do have time to take one day out of my week to go over why it's important to me to get these messages out. I do have time. But you have to understand and what you're spending your time on, the investments that you're making, the appropriateness of those investments, and how it's going to benefit you and your family thereafter. And when I say your family thereafter, I'm not talking about just the people who are bloodline created and connected to you. We're talking about the folks that you are choosing to be within your tribe, within your circle, your ace boon coon. If that bitch can't support you, and whether it be a female or a dude, if that bitch can't support you and share your motherfucking post, if that bitch can't support you and talk about your product, if that bitch can't do that shit, that means A, your shit ain't worth it. You need to go back and look at your recipe because they lied to you in the first place. B, you in the wrong room with the wrong people. C, you done pissed some fucking people off on the other side, and it wouldn't matter if you had A and B. You done fucked up and you need to do some retribution. I said it. And if you find yourself at C where you done fucked up and you need to do some retribution, here are some ways that you can start. Number one, by saying I'm sorry. Number two, by saying thank you for everything that I did manage to have in this life. And I apologize if I found myself off course from the shit I was supposed to get. Do you want my piece of cake? Okay, here. Next time, just ask me for it. Don't ask me if I'm going to finish it. See? Corrections, minor corrections. We're going to teach our little people very quickly how not to cipher energy and to use their words to articulate what they need right now. And where I go back, if a closed mouth don't get fed, let's just put that shit out there. I said it on the last YouTube. I say it again. A closed mouth does not get fed. If you cannot clearly sit down in your self-care day and articulate to yourself why you feel the way you feel, then you need to do yourself several favors and stop being a hoe. Quit holding on to everything. If you cannot justify why you still hate Aunt Kim and Aunt Jen and Aunt so-and-so and cousin so-and-so and all of them, and no offense to none of the Kims, Jens, and so-and-sos, I'm just using the names up. I'm just using, because I kid you not, everybody got one in a family. And I got 3 of them with the same name. And I apologize because my tribe, I love y'all. But my real we just going to do this for them. Because my real family, they something else. Period. They something else. But like I said, Everybody has one of them who likes to just keep smoking that damn cigarette. They like to just keep coming up and taking hits off of you. So this is how you get them to stop. First of all, you got to understand your lines and strategies. And when I say your lines and strategies, you need to understand one of two things within yourself. No, not right now. You are going to wait. I'm getting on my final point and I'm wrapping up. What I'm going to say is this. Once you realize that you yourself are the most powerful crystal that there is, you yourself are the catalyst in every manifestation practice, you yourself are the reason why your life is where it is and is going to go where you want it to go. You yourself are the primary mode of investment. You are the bank. You are the currency. You are the energy. You are the fire. You are everything to you. You are. You truly are. In doing that, you can then understand that when you come in contact with other individuals, you will readily recognize that they are trying to cipher your energy. And instead of being fine and being polite, you will nip that shit in the bud and call attention to it. And calling attention to it, if you are not familiar with this book, I suggest you start reading it. It's called The Alchemist. And after you read The Alchemist, I suggest you start reading Celestial Prophecy. And after you read that, then I need you to circle back and go back to The Sacred Woman, because these are some books you need to read. But while you're reading them books, I need you to get down with some secrets of crystal healing. Get down with some secrets of crystal healing. Now, after you get done with those books, you to understand one or two things. You are the most important crystal, because the secrets of crystal healing teaches me one thing, and one thing importantly, that you are a crystal. And everything that you decide to transmute and make into this plane, it all comes from you as the crystal. You are DNA that programs everything. So that being said, you can program yourself to ward off energy attacks and ciphers. When an individual decides that they are going to attempt to take your energy from you, you can start to feel it, and you can start to tune your chakras to feel it first. And I'll be honest, most of us who are finding themselves in a situation that they have no business being in feel it in their heart chakra first. And most of us also feel it right here in the pineal gland. Trying to get my chair not to wobble too much, y'all. Once you feel it in your pineal gland, that means that they are now doing a psychic attack, and at that point, you can still block said attack. In order to block said attack, all you're doing is withdrawing your energy from them. You are now taking back everything that they stole, and you can literally say that. And you can repeat it as many times as you need to. And the more force that you put behind that statement, i.e., I am taking back everything you are trying to take from me. I recall all of my energy. You can repeat it with as much force as you need to. You can say it as many times as you need to. I can guarantee you that you will walk away from that situation feeling as high vibrating as you were when you went into that situation, or you will be higher vibrating. But be mindful that you will take their energy with you, because if they are taking yours, equivalent exchange. When you start to call your stuff back, you have to understand that it commingled with their shit. So in that commingling, you taking it right back. So now you taking yours and theirs back into you. In order for your energy to now be recreated and transmuted, that's all you doing. Is recycling it, but it naturally recycles. If you did not know, your body already naturally carries a current. That's how your heart fucking beats. So once you are bringing that energy back into you, if you are the type of person that I said you should be, and we get into where we need to be, listen, I'm tired of these wobbly ass. I'm going to manifest some new fucking chairs. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to manifest some new fucking chairs. But to wrap this shit up, okay? In order to bring your energy back, in order for you to not find yourself in a position of having your energy completely taken away from you, you call it back. And you can simply say, I reclaim my energy. I call my energy back into me. As often as you continue to practice that in your self-care, you will find that no one will be able to take you down the road to where you will be pissed off to the point where you're willing to whoop somebody's ass. You will also find out that you will no longer allow people in your field to siphon your energy. They will no longer be taking puffs off of you. Fuck the cigarette. They ain't doing it no more. They ain't gonna keep hitting your blunt without putting in the blunt or the weed. God it, they ain't gonna keep doing that. In order for you to start getting back all of those things, you have to take it back. You have to do something about it. You have to demand the opportunity back. You have to want it to come back. In order to want it to come back, you have to remain Single. Don't be fine and single out this bitch. I already told you. You have to remain single. That means you have to specifically inquire, needing genuine love experiences when you are single. And that means you are really asking yourself, why do I love me as much as I do? Why do I care about me as much as I do? And if I do, why the fuck am I letting you abuse, use, and convince me of your abuse and use? Why am I doing it? Ask yourself this question, final, foremost. How many times were you fine? And if you can answer how many times you were fine, I need you to go back to those moments, pull those emotions out, and remind yourself that you ain't like that shit and don't start liking it again. Keep that shit moving in the future. There ain't no good reason for you to get in tune with liking some shit that you don't fucking like. Just because you tried it doesn't mean you need to like it. You tried it, you don't like it, keep not liking that shit, act like you don't fucking like it, and move on with life. Don't allow somebody else to let you be out here being fine. All right, y'all. All right, so I done held you long enough. I'm hoping this message landed home on quite a few folk. I will be teaching a class on herb magic. Y'all saw one of my books on the secrets of crystal healing. I'm telling you, learning is free. YouTube Versity, it gives you a great direction to point into. I know y'all thought I was talking about hair color this whole time, but so be it, right? But it gives you a great direction to point into. If you want to have more specific inquiries, I'm telling you, the Patreon is coming for the CWC Education Station to teach you how to use practical magic. And when I say practical magic, I'm talking about using yourself and your own ability as a crystal before you start to buy all of these other crystals. I'm not saying that they are not useful. What I am saying is that what you don't do is buy tools that you don't know how to use. If you buy the inappropriate crystal, you will find yourself magnifying a feeling that you could have rectified before you magnified it. You will find yourself in a problem that you ain't got no business being in. You welcome. Let me know if there's something else I need to cover on that vein for you, because I got you. I am the local know-it-all. That's just who I am. That's just where my superhero talent is. I'm okay with that. That's the reason why I love doing my job. My job truly is to educate as many people as I possibly can on the things that matter to them. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because it mattered to me first. And that's what really makes this world go around. If you pay attention to all of the breadcrumbs that they told you of what success really looks like, success does not look like having all of the millions of dollars, but let's be honest, you can get there. But in getting there to that point, if you don't understand how to maintain there, then that's where the issue is. Nobody who built a Fortune 500 company is still running that company. Nobody. They all found someone else who was willing to take on the job. Oh, you're welcome. If there's anything else I can help you with, I'm about teach. I told you, stay tuned, because every Talk About It Tuesday, I come back with something new and improved. And if you want to leave in the comments something else that you want to talk about next Tuesday, I got you. Because Talk About It Tuesday be in full effect. But that's where I'm at with it. I want you all to move forward and understand that being fine is not something that you want to move forward in being single. If you're going to be single, you want to be specific. You want to inquire, needing genuine love experiences. Go find the tribe that is for you. Quit fucking around what could be about it, motherfuckers, and thinking about it, motherfuckers. Those classes of people are not people that are going to help you get to where you want to be. If you want a better job, bigger house, faster car, whatever, quit being around people that keep telling you that you can't be you. If you can't be your authentic you, then why would your authentic blessings come to you? Let's be honest. If you out here being phony, why would you get authentic blessings? So be out here being authentic. Be out here being you. Don't be fine with nothing. And make sure that you are out here being single. Don't be ready to mingle, but be single. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us live. Come back for the next Talk About It Tuesday. Put it in the comment, share, make sure you subscribe and like. Make sure you go through the bell so you can get notified when I'm on again. I thank you so much. and there's always more to come. I don't have one job, I do many. But if you want to know, go to Shade de Jour on Etsy. I have the Stop Flow Tea. I have the Bring It On Flow Tea, which is like a natural birth control, which we'll probably talk about next Tuesday or later this week. But if there's anything else, y'all let me know. You welcome. All right, I'll see you.